Let's talk a little more about viewports. If you want to work in one viewport and you want to expand it, you can do so by holding on the Alt key and then press the W key, and it will expand to just that viewport. So suppose I've got an object here and I want to work in the front viewport. Well, I can click on it and hold Alt, choose W, and the front viewport comes all the way up and fills the screen. Another thing I wanted to mention is that if you have, suppose you've got a bunch of objects that you're working on and you want to select one and change viewports without actually losing that selection, you can do so by right-clicking on the viewport instead of left-clicking. I'll show you what I mean. See, I've got these three objects, and notice none of them are selected. You can tell when it's selected because it highlights in white. And you can tell which viewport is selected because it's highlighted in yellow. Well, if I select the sphere and then I try to change viewports by left clicking, I lose that selection. Well, if I wanted to switch viewports but keep that selection, I would right click. And now notice that this changed and the selection did not change. So it kept my selection, it just changed which viewport I'm in. So if I combine these features, I can hold Alt, hit W, I can be in this viewport, shrink down, change viewports, and be in the left viewport now, and not having lost my selection. This becomes really handy when you get real in depth with the software. So suppose I've got a selection where I've got certain points selected, certain vertices, and I've spent a long time on this selection, and you can see which ones are selected because they're all red. If I right click on one of these other viewports, it keeps all of those vertices selected. It just let me switch viewports. So if I make an adjustment, it still has that selection made. So that's really handy. Also, when you're in the perspective view, which by the way, this is a great reference viewport. You don't really want to work in this viewport. This is just to check out your work, see how it looks from different angles. I mean, you can make minor adjustments and things like that to it, but notice how I'm spinning around in here, and I didn't click on this icon down here because this is the long way to do it would be to click here and then spin it around by clicking and dragging. But there's a shortcut, and the shortcut is you hold the Alt key and then you press down on the middle of your mouse where the scroller is. You actually press down on the scroller and then you drag and it'll rotate. So that's a really handy feature. Now, depending on your setup, you may have to go to the control panel and tweak some settings in your mouse menu.